So are you treating your prospects like stray cats? Here's the thing. Stray cats come along and they look really sad and pathetic and they're kind of scrawny and you feel bad for them. And so you put out some food. And do they give you any love in return? Rarely. Usually they eat the food, they're really nervous, they're skittish, they're eyeing you up, and as soon as the food is gone, so are they. But they're going to come back tomorrow when they're hungry and get some more free food. And this is the thing with stray cats, is that they do this pattern. And if we allow ourselves to do this, if we feed our stray cats for free, right, aka our prospects, if we keep feeding them, they're going to keep coming back for free because, hey, you're willing to feed them for free. You're willing to do the work for free. And here's where this came out of. I had a conversation with somebody. We were talking about possibly working together. And one of the things he was telling me about, he said he's got this, great hot prospect and he's really excited to work with him. He's negotiated out an entire project. He does web design and he's mapped out a really great project. The client is like, that's awesome. Totally happy with the price. Photobombed by the cat. So he's really happy with this. It's all good. He's ready to get going. But for some reason, the client is, just avoiding signing the contract and thus avoiding paying the deposit. But, very interesting. The client keeps sending him things that are parts of the contract and saying, hey, could you have a look at this? Could you give me your thoughts on this marketing plan? Could you give me your thoughts on, this social media plan? And the client, or potential client, my potential client, has been feeding this stray cat, has been giving him things. So he sat down and he gave him a $500 market evaluation of his marketing plan. Didn't charge him, didn't get him to sign the contract. And so then the client's like, hey, here's all the pieces that you're going to need for working with me. Here's, and dumped a 2 terabyte, file folder basically with all the folders of images and in a big mishmash, right? The equivalent of dropping off the shoebox of receipts to your accountant. Now, here's the thing. The potential client says to me, well, what do I do with this person? I said, well, sounds to me like you're treating him like a stray cat. As long as you keep feeding him and you keep doing the work, he's going to keep coming around. Why should he sign the contract if he doesn't have to? Why should he pay you a single dime if you're just going to work for free? And not everybody's like this, but there's a lot of people who, directly or indirectly, some will do it on purpose. They will take advantage of you if you let them. And some will just do it because, they get distracted and they forgot to pay. It's up to you to set some really clear, healthy boundaries. If you keep feeding those stray cats, they'll keep coming around for free stuff. But if you set out some boundaries and you say, hey, listen, cat, you either come in the house, you live in the house, then you'll get fed. That's the way this works. That's the exchange. And with our prospective clients, the exchange, of course, is you need to sign the contract, pay the deposit, or pay the whole thing up front. Whatever your terms are, you've got to get firm. And this is where it pushes people's buttons, that willingness to really get firm about what's required, what is necessary in order to proceed to the next level. So for most of us, when we are, working with contracts, consulting pieces or coaching clients, we need to have them sign a contract or sign an agreement or pay some money. That's usually the beginning of the arrangement. Up until then, you're just in the wooing stage. And so being aware of not giving away too much in that wooing stage, enough that they get a sample, right? We want to give them a sample, but we don't want to feed them an entire meal. We want them to still be hungry so that they continue to work with us. And this is what pushes the buttons, is that saying no, asking someone to make sure that they sign the contract that they said they were going to sign, pushes all of these internal triggers like, oh, I'm being too harsh, and oh, that's kind of mean. Oh my goodness, could I do that, right? These pieces that come up internally that cause us to hold off and, not be so nice. But the thing is, if you think of it in terms of, are you feeding the stray cat or are you setting some really clear boundaries? Now, I want to talk about boundaries for a moment. Setting boundaries is not a, F you kind of energy. It's not a like, you're going to pay or else, right? You're not going to walk in there like the mafia and try to set your boundaries. Setting your boundaries is being really clear and saying, you know what? Hey, I would love, like in this case of this guy, it's like, hey, I would love to do that market evaluation. That's actually part of what we have contracted. It's part of what we've outlined, because he hasn't actually fully signed the contract yet. It's part of what we've outlined. So get your signature on that paper. I am so looking forward to diving into this. That is setting a really clear boundary and expectation of, I will do the work as soon as you pay. It's really nice. You can be really firm and really loving, but still stand in your inner dominatrix, in that you're holding space to the fact that in order for me to do the work, you need to pay. Very clear, okay? But for most of us, the reason we don't do that, the reason that we do this mamby-pamby dance around, hey, send a reminder on the contract instead of like, hey, are we doing this? Like, I haven't seen the money. It looks like you've changed your mind. What's going on? I'm confused. You're sending me this material to work on, but you haven't signed the contract. What's going on? Have you lost it? Have you not found it? Find out, asking those questions. But most of us are afraid to do that because we're afraid to lose. And one of the big pieces that I love in the inner dominatrix archetype is this willingness to lose, the willingness to stand and ask for what's appropriate, what's required, what's a good exchange for the value. If you're going to proceed forward and know that you're going to get paid, you need a signed contract. So holding people to that space of you need to sign the contract ends up pushing all your buttons. Should I? Could I? Oh my God, is it safe to ask for the money? Is it safe to push for the contract to be signed? All of these pieces get stirred up. And this is where, again, photobomb of the cat, they're not afraid to ask for what they want. And it's a really good lesson to learn for us as business owners, that the more firm you are in setting your boundaries and being really clear for, this is what it is, this is what we need moving forward, the more you're going to find that your clients respect your time and, actually treat you with the love. So they don't just come around for the free food, they actually stay in your house and love you. And that's what we really want. We want to be able to serve our clients. So look for ways that you can start holding those contracts more firmly, being firm with your boundaries, really being clear in your expectations, and asking for people to pay and sign their contracts so that you can serve them. All right, that is your inner dominatrix moment. If you are ready to lean in and fully own your inner dominatrix energy, head over to bookdana.in and let's get you rocking.